Hey, this is Ryan from RyanTravels.com, and today I've got travel tips for you, specifically drinking water in foreign countries. When people tell you about drinking water in other countries, you hear things like Montezuma's Revenge in Mexico or King Tut's Revenge like here in Egypt. Um, the reason I'm talking about this now is because yesterday I was really sick for almost a whole day because I had drank something or eaten something that just didn't agree with my stomach. Now, that doesn't mean that the water in the country is dirty or not potable. It just means that your body isn't used to the different type of water that you're drinking. There are different bacteria in water in the United States, in England, in South America, and Mexico, and Egypt. There's just different stuff in the water, and your body doesn't quite know how to adjust all the time. So it's important to keep that in mind when traveling abroad. Now, the tricks that I'm going to show you today are for if you're planning on spending a long, extended, like more than just a vacation amount of time in another country. Because now I'm not one to advocate bottled water. I'll never buy bottled water in the United States. I never have and I never will. But when traveling abroad, it's important. Buy bottled water just because it's simpler. You're not going to have to go through all this trouble trying to get used to the water. You're probably not even going to be able to get used to the water in the time that you're abroad anyway. So buy bottled water if you're just going on vacation, especially to another continent. If you live in the United States, buy bottled water in Mexico. Now, bottled water looks an awful lot like this. Perhaps you've seen it before. This in Egypt, they sell them in 1.5 liter bottles like this. This is a giant bottle. I mean, look at it compared to my head. It's huge, which is really convenient for people that need to drink a lot of water, such as myself. A lot of people tell me that there is a trick to remove the chlorination from water. That's a huge problem here in Egypt. That's the biggest problem with the water here, is that it's just highly chlorinated. It's like you put fish in this, they will die instantly. It's terrible. So I found one trick online that says unscrew the cap just a little bit so it's like barely on there, barely screw it on, and just leave it in the sun for a while. Now what this does is when the sun hits the water, it causes the chlorine gas inside to escape before the water actually escapes. The cap is left on just to keep out particulate matter from the air, but apparently the chlorine gas is supposed to escape. I've tried this, and let me tell you, it didn't work for me. Perhaps this is a good method to dechlorinate your water if you're just trying to take care of fish or something, but this isn't going to work for a number of different countries that use different types of chlorination because it's more stable, so it stays in the water longer. So I don't know if that's what the deal was. It just still smelled like chlorine, like I was drinking a swimming pool, and it was just really off-putting, the taste and the smell, and it just didn't work for me. But I did find one trick that allowed me to drink the water and got rid of all the chlorine smell. It was wonderful. All you have to do is you have to boil the water for a little bit. I've seen people say that you have to boil it for like 20 minutes. I only boiled it, I made it reach boiling point, and then I just let it sit for half an hour to cool. And then I poured them in water bottles, again, like this, and put them in the freezer so that the plastic didn't melt, or in the fridge because it's still really hot. I don't want to melt my bottles. If you have glass bottles, that's probably even a better idea, something that's not going to be as bad for you with all the plastic stuff. But just boil your water for a little bit and let it sit, and all that chlorine gas is just going to go away right away. And then you can let it sit. You can do the cap trick for a few more days to remove any excess chlorination that you might not be able to taste. And your water is going to be completely potable. There are a number of other ways that you can have potable water. You can buy a number of filters. They work well. You can buy vitamin C tablets and put them in water. one tablet of vitamin C lasts for like a bajillion gallons of water. You can look it up. I don't know the number. I'm sorry, off the top of my head, because I don't use them. I just boil the water and do the chlorination trick, and it works. Like this is Egyptian tap water that I prepared last night. You're supposed to let it sit for a couple of days if you do the chlorination trick by itself, the cap thing. But if you boil it first, there is no chlorine smell. And I did an experiment with another bottle that's back there, which I use to rinse out my mouth for like brushing teeth and stuff. And I've just had the cap off of that bottle completely off of it for almost an entire week now, and it still just smells like a swimming pool. So boil your water first, then use the cap trick. Tastes great. This is Ryan Clowder from RyanTravels.com, and I will see you later.